Here's a card that pays you twice for ending a turn exactly where you started. Betor, Ancestor's voice, counts the life you gained this turn. Then separately, it counts the life you lost. It never subtracts one from the other. So gain 8, pay 8, finish on the life total you woke up with. And Betor still hands out 8 +1/+1 counters and drags an 8 drop out of your graveyard. Coming up, the engine, the real draw math, the turn it kills, and why the average list costs $544 when the dragon is $3.47. Read it with me, because one word here decides your entire build. Up to one other target creature you control. Other. Betor cannot put a single counter on Betor. It is a 3/5 flyer forever, and every guide telling you to swing for 21 commander damage has not read line 3 properly. So you need a second creature on board before your end step, or the gain half just evaporates. The reanimation half has no such condition. That one only asks that you bled. So who actually plays this thing? Numbers in this one come from EDHREC. Betor arrived inside a Tarkir Dragonstorm commander deck in April of 2025, and in that first month it was the 10th most built commander in the world. Then the new set glow wore off. By January it had slipped to 95th, and in February 101st. That is usually where a precon face card quietly dies. Betor climbed back out, 56th in April, 50th in May, with the monthly deck count rising 3 months running. There are 4 real ways to build it, and they are the same deck wearing different hats. Lifegain is the biggest at 1833 locked decks, Counters is right behind at 1542, Reanimator 1187, and Self-Damage 926, the one that actually understands the card. So let's build the engine. It has 2 halves, and they run on opposite fuel. The gain half is the easy one. Soul Warden gives you a life every time another creature arrives, yours or theirs, and that ticks up quietly all the way around a 4-player table. Rock's Faithmender doubles it. Every life gain trigger you own, twice as big, so twice as many counters at end step, and Lethiel, the Bounteous Dawn, is Betor's first ability, a gain for 4 mana, spreading counters across your whole board. 62% of lists run it, at 64 cents. The loss half is where newer players flinch, and they should not. Doom Whisperer lets you pay 2 life, again and again, to surveil 2. That fills the graveyard you are about to reanimate from and raises the ceiling of what comes back on the same button. Black Market Connections does it in your first main phase without asking. A treasure, a card, a body, up to 6 life a turn, and every point of it is fuel. Now here's the line nobody talks about. Children of Korlis is a 32-cent common. Sacrifice it and you gain life equal to the life you have lost this turn. Not a fixed number, all of it. So pay 10 life to Beledrow's Witherbloom, untap every land you control, take a whole second main phase, then sacrifice Children of Korlis and take that 10 life straight back. Betor sees a 10 life gain and a 10 life loss. 10 counters and anything in your graveyard. And the ability is not unique to the commander, which is the quiet reason this deck is consistent. Celestine, the Living Saint, returns a creature at every end step for whatever you gained. Rodolph Dustbringer does the same on a Death Touch Lifelink flyer. And Lunar Convocation at 86 cents is the only card in the average list that checks both halves in one sentence. It reads like it was written for this dragon. Then there is the part nobody plans for, which is the mana base, 3 fetch lands, 3 shock lands, 3 pain lands. 9 of the 35 lands charge you life just to do their job. Anywhere else that is a tax you tolerate. Here, cracking a fetch and paying 2 for a shock is 3 life lost, and a 3-drop walking out of your graveyard for nothing. 26 cards in this deck can bleed you on purpose. That is the engine. Now let's open the deck up and look at the numbers. Average mana value across the 99, 2.91. 19 cards sit on 2, 13 on 1, 15 on 3. 47 of the 65 non-land cards cost 3 or less, which is how a 5-mana commander survives on 35 lands. Nothing here wants one enormous turn, it wants small permanents that each gain a life, because Betor does not care whether you gain 12 life once or 1 life 12 times. 35 lands, 34 creatures, and only 30 cards of everything else combined. 34 creatures is a very high count, and it is not an accident. Every creature is a life gain trigger, a body for the counters, and a card waiting in the graveyard to be reanimated. 8 instants and 8 sorceries is thin though. Play more removal than the average list does. 19 cards in the 99 gain you life on their own, so 79% of opening hands come with 1. That half you can rely on. Lands are tighter, there are 35, and only 48% of opening 7s hold 3 or more, so keep the 2 land hands that have a mana dork in them. 12 pieces of ramp is why turn 4 Betor happens more than you would guess. So, that is what is in the box. Here is how the game actually plays out. None of it wins on its own though. Gaining life does not kill anybody. So the deck runs converters. Veto, Thorn of the Dusk Rose, turns every point you gain into a point an opponent loses, and it is in 47% of lists. Enduring Tenacity does the same job and comes back as an enchantment when it dies, and Bloodthirsty Conqueror runs the whole thing backwards. Whenever an opponent loses life, you gain that much. And you can already see where that goes. Veto turns your life gain into their life loss. Bloodthirsty Conqueror turns their life loss into your life gain. Put both on the battlefield, gain a single point, and the loop does not stop until the table is on 0. That pairing shows up in 80,000 decks across all of EDHREC. It is not a Betor secret, it is just very available in these colors. Turn 3, the cheap life gain lands and starts ticking. Turn 5, the dragon arrives, and with lifelink and 5 toughness it defends itself while it feeds the counter half. Turn 6 is the turn that matters. You spend life on purpose, a fetch land, a black market connections trigger, 4 clicks of Doom Whisperer, and your end step hands you counters and a creature back from the dead. Turn 7, with the drain effect out, every life gain trigger is damage. Right, let's talk about what this cost, because the answer is not friendly. The average Betor list on EDHREC comes to about $544. That is a genuinely expensive deck, but look where the money actually is. 10 cards out of 99 carry $302 of it. 55% of the price in 10 slots. Archangel of Thune is $64 on its own. The dragon the whole deck is named after is $3.47 and it has never been reprinted. So swap them out. Celestine the Living Saint is $26 for an end step reanimation trigger. Moseo Vane's Snudine is 84 cents and does the same job. Bloodthirsty Conqueror is $37. Marauding Blight Priest is 28 cents, and yes, it only drains 1 per trigger, but this deck triggers a lot. Sarah Ascendant is $30. Indulging Patrician is 35 cents. Flies has lifelink and drains for 3. $94 of cards, replaced by $1.47. 3 more and together they are 91 cents. Wall of Reverence gains you life equal to your biggest creature's power end step, which on a board covered in counters is enormous. Exemplar of Light grows itself whenever you gain life and draws a card the first time each turn. And Feed the Swarm is 20 cents of removal that charges you life to do it. Here that is not a drawback. That is the second half of your commander, prepaid. And if money is not the problem, 3 cards change what this deck can do. Archangel of Thune is $64 and it earns it because every life gain trigger puts a counter on your entire board and Betor's counters stack on top. Bolas' Citadel lets you cast spells off the top of your library by paying life instead of mana, so every card you cast is also reanimation fuel, and Sylvan Library charges 4 life per extra card. Everywhere else that is a real cost. Here you were paying it anyway. One last number, because it sets expectations. Of the builders who declared a power bracket, 6 and 10 put Betor at bracket 3 and 2 and 10 at bracket 2. This is a deck for a normal table with real teeth, not at CEDH pile. Its salt score is 0.38, which is close to nothing. You can gain 40 life in an afternoon and the table still lets you sit down. That is the whole deck. Here it is, all 99 cards at once. 35 lands, 34 creatures and a plan that only needs your life total to move. Gain some, spend some, and let a 3/5 dragon turn both numbers into counters and corpses. If you build one thing out of this video, build the mana base that hurts you and stop apologizing for it. And take Children of Korlis, because 32 cents should not be allowed to do that. Gain 8, pay 8 end the turn exactly where you started, and Betor still gives you 8 counters and an 8 drop. The two numbers never cancel each other out. They only ever add up, and once you have seen it, you cannot build this deck any other way. $3.47 for the dragon and $1.47 for the swaps that take $100 off the list. This has been EDHdex, and there is another deck tech next week.